YouTube, you dig what I'm saying? We back with another motherfucking video. You feel me? Today it say Detroit is making the NBA uncomfortable again. Fuck you talking about? Man, I ain't gonna lie. Y'all seeing the glitz and the glory and the glamour of what Detroit sports is today? I swear to God, 2-3 years ago, bro, y'all don't understand still being a cold hard fan of a team that you can see the fucking vision in and see how good these niggas can be, and nobody else can see that shit. Feel me? Waking their ass up, not though. You feel me? Number one in the East, not though.
I think that the Pistons are first in the East.
Oh, it's
not how they're winning those games.
Okay. Give me that shit, nigga.
Detroit is near the bottom of the league in three-point attempts. They score half of their points in the paint, and they play a very physical brand of defense. As Rick Carlisle said, that's gritty early 2000s basketball that goes against all current NBA trends.
Exactly.
So what's that naughties are about, and why does it work? First, let's quickly establish which modern principles Detroit is ignoring. Over the last 20 years, the NBA has fully committed to the three-point revolution. In the early 2000s, teams were taking around 13 threes a game. Today, that number on average is just under 37, or nearly 3 times more, which means over 40% of all shots league-wide now come from beyond the arc. And this isn't because players suddenly became elite shooters. You see, the league average three-point percentage has stayed almost flat, hovering around 35 to 36%. Teams simply realize the math works in your favor if you just take enough of them. Modern offenses are built to stretch the floor, pull defenders out of the paint, and hunt threes, layups, and free throws at the expense of post-ups and mid-range shots. At the extreme end of this philosophy are teams like Golden State, who this season are launching around 44 threes per game and getting over 40% of their total points from beyond the arc. But that's no longer a crazy outlier. Last season, Boston shot almost 50 threes a game, which was literally more than half of total field goals, and won over 60 games doing so. Defensively, the league has shifted with it, prioritizing switching, perimeter coverage, and transition defense, which is exactly why what Detroit is doing shouldn't work. The Pistons ranked 27th in three-point attempts, taking 31.7 threes per game. As a result, only a limited share of Detroit's offense comes from outside shooting. Instead, they have fully committed to playing through the paint. As a matter of fact, the Pistons are averaging 58.1 points in the paint per game, which is second highest in the NBA. That accounts to almost a half of their total scoring, compared to a league average of roughly 42%. Naturally, they're also second in the league in percentage of points coming from two-pointers. Only New Orleans relies more heavily on twos, but they really have no choice. Meanwhile, Detroit's interior focus is intentional, and it shows up in other areas too. Not only do they keep relentlessly attacking the rim, but also fight for the boards in those second chances. Right now, Detroit ranks second in the NBA in total rebounds at 46.9 per game, and second in offensive rebound rate at 37.2. They're also averaging 17.6 points per game from second chances, which is third most in the league. And often you see them generate multiple offensive rebounds on the same possession. In the modern NBA, where many teams willingly give up offensive boards to protect against transition, Detroit is committing to the opposite. Yet they are still in the top 10 of the league in the transition points allowed. But paint scoring and rebounding alone wouldn't be enough. The modern NBA will punish you if you can't defend. And this is where the Pistons' identity really shines. Detroit is winning by making games uncomfortable. Their defensive rating at 110.7 is the second best in the NBA after OKC. The clearest sign of their throwback approach is that they're committing what modern teams try hardest to avoid: fouling. Detroit allows the highest opponent free throw rate in the league at 29.3. It's a trade-off they're willing to live with. More physicality equals more opponent free throws. And what they get in return is control of the most important area of the floor, inside the arc. They rank third in opponent two-point percentage.
I like you, gang. Outside the NBA, you breaking this shit down. Do your homework on Detroit basketball, improving in the last 2 years, nigga. Fuck you talking about. Do your homework on Detroit being the first in the East. Fuck you talking about. Do your homework on Detroit. What he say, being the second best defense? You feel me? Do your homework, nigga. Fuck is you talking about? The
Behind
second
only
best in
Oklahoma
point
City
field?
and Boston.
Come on,
That matters because even in the modern NBA, paint
cap.
touches still drive everything. Threes don't exist without pressure inside first. So Detroit welcomes the pace and space offense, but when you get inside, you're going to meet bodies.
Right.
And that has a lot of 2000s flavor. Remember the Bad Boys and the early 2000s Pistons? They weren't afraid to put you on the floor if it meant preventing a layup.
Right.
That's what this squad is reminiscent of, and fouls are the cost of establishing an intimidating defensive tone. Their roster supports that approach. This is a tall, young, athletic team across multiple positions. In fact, the Pistons lead the league in blocks at 6.2 per game and rank top 3 in steals at 10 per game. They're constantly active, constantly disruptive, and like I said, really uncomfortable for their opponents. Detroit also leads the NBA in loose balls recovered at 6.5 per game and ranks top 5 in deflections.
7 minutes.
Now let me highlight some of the most impactful names and how this throwback style benefits both them and the team. Kate Cunningham is the perfect lead guard for this style. He's a big methodical guard who's comfortable playing through contact, operating in tight spaces, and living in the mid-range when spacing shrinks. Detroit's system allows him to play without chasing any threes. So no wonder he's only trailing SGA in terms of scoring from drives. That ability to penetrate also allows him to pull defense.
Do your homework on 2025. Cade Cunningham can win MVP. Fuck is you talking about? I promise you. Right now, with Jokic going out, you feel me? I think he was 4th. He might be 3rd. He might be right under Luka and Shea. You feel me? And if we being real, I don't think Shea gonna win that bitch again. You feel me? And we number 1. And if Luka don't win that bitch, then it's gonna be between Shea and Cade. No cap.
Defenders and dish out second most assists in the NBA after Jokic. Like I said, defensively, he's huge for a point guard, and part of their success in transition defense is actually his ability to stay back and bother opponents at the rim. Jalen Duren is the backbone of Detroit's interior defense and offensive rebounding. It's no surprise he's among the candidates for MIP in his 4th year. He's top 5 in both offensive boards and inside scoring. Duren allows the Pistons to live with contact, to contest everything at the rim, and to turn paint attempts into battles instead of layups. Offensively, in a league that constantly tests bigs on skills outside their strengths, Detroit lets him be a big. Run, rebound, protect the rim, and punish smaller lineups. Then Beef Stew Isaiah Stewart is the other important piece at the front. He's not just playing physical, he's setting the tone that really reminds me of the 2000s. Stewart is always willing to take contact, absorb it, and give some back, or even start a fight if he feels like it.
Look, here goes Stewart. So smart, folks. Isaiah Stewart saying something to Westbrook now.
I don't understand how niggas don't like Game. Fuck y'all don't like him for. The nigga is the Draymond to our team. Niggas love Draymond and glorify Draymond, but be mad at Stewart and shit. I ain't gonna lie. The whole point of the whole shit is niggas hate Detroit. Anything Detroit do wrong, Game, we gonna get fucking punished worse. Bro, we're number 1 in the fucking East, and we've been number 1 for 2 to 3 weeks now. Why niggas just not giving our credit? Talk about, oh yeah, Detroit, they actually are number 1, or you know what I'm saying? The Knicks are only 2-3 games behind, but Detroit is number 1. Like damn, niggas always give us short ass hand accomplishments, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. The fact that Detroit number 1, I swear it got niggas mad, bro. They hate it. They hate to see us win. I swear they do, bro. I swear they do.
So far, he's also been among leaders in the league in blocks per game, which creates a lot of hesitation when opponents attack the rim. Sometimes Bickerstaff will close games with Stewart and Duren together, forming a wall of muscle inside. A duo that really reminds me of the Ben Wallace-Rasheed Wallace pairing of 2004 in terms of controlling the paint. Speaking of comparisons, at least on defense, Ausar Thompson is your Tayshaun Prince. Ausar, just like his twin brother Amen, is one of the best defenders in the league, and his athleticism contributes mightily to rebounding and hustling too. The Pistons have tasked him with guarding the opposing team's best scorer almost every game, much like Prince was used in the 2000s. He's among NBA leaders in steals, contributes about a block per game from the wing, which is rare, and is one of the best wings in terms of offensive rebounding. In another system, Ausar's shooting difficulties might keep him off the floor, but in Detroit, his other skills are so valued that he's logging heavy minutes and making a difference outside the box score. That's where that Rick Carlisle quote quote I mentioned in the beginning really matters.
Yeah.
When Carlisle says the Pistons play with an attitude and a toughness that reminds him of the early 2000s Detroit teams, it lines up perfectly with the numbers.
Yeah.
A lot of that identity comes back to JB Bickerstaff. But what I love the most is that this isn't just some random team deciding to bring back 2000s basketball. It's Detroit.
Nah,
2 decades ago, this franchise won a championship by completely rejecting the idea that basketball had to look pretty. They defended, they rebounded, they hit you, and they dragged you into games you didn't want to play. Exactly 20 years ago, in the 05-06 season, they had the best record in the league doing the exact same thing. And now, 20 years after that, you're looking at a Pistons team that is projected to win 10 more games than expected with a completely unique style. I honestly hope this keeps working because the league has become so optimized, so efficient, so clean that sometimes it feels like there's only one correct way to play the game. But what do you think about these Pistons? Do you buy this as a real long-term identity that can win in the playoffs, or do you think modern basketball will eventually catch up to them? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like.
Nah, I feel like you said, bro, all that modern shit that make people feel like it's only one way to win, or if you're not doing this, then you can't win. That's cap, bro. You feel me? And if we being real, if we would not have beat ourselves last year against the Knicks, and it was a couple games, the refs made a couple bad calls, the Pistons, we made a couple dumbass plays, we ain't scored when we needed to, we made a couple dumb turnovers, missed a couple shots to win games, we probably would have won. I think we could have beat OKC. You feel me? Personally, like you said, OKC, they barely fucking beat the beat up Pacers. Like, you feel me? They barely beat the Pacers, gang. So, like, you got to think about it. Having Detroit with that dog, everybody's scared of that shit. Don't nobody like physicality no more. They scared as hell. Look how they be trying to do Draymond and Stewart. Just because them niggas aggressive and fucking love the game, and you feel me, have a certain aura or energy towards them. People don't like that shit. And then you telling me the whole team like that? Like you said, we barely shoot fucking threes. We got a couple shooters when we need shots, but you know what I'm saying? We number, what, 2 leading scoring in the paint, bro? Come on, bro. Stop playing. Detroit basketball on top. I'm telling you, 2025 or 2026, because it's a new year. 2026, Pistons winning the championship. I promise you. Mark my words.